welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel. If you're new here, first of all, I'd love to have you stick around. And second, I make videos about living my life as a teenager with a disability and a service dog. So if you are interested to see what my life is like and you just want to stick around, then why not by hitting the subscribe button. And let's get into it. Now let's go way far back. So growing up, I never really thought I'd get a tattoo. I never really had anything against them. I just didn't think that it was my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I just never thought I'd do it.
However,
once I grew up and got a little older, and then I found out about the cerebral palsy awareness ribbon, and that my disability even had an awareness ribbon, because growing up, to be honest, when I was younger, I thought the only awareness ribbon was the pink one for breast cancer. So when I found out that there was an awareness symbol for cerebral palsy too, that symbol very quickly became something that meant a whole lot to me. And I didn't even know cerebral palsy tattoos were like a thing that people did. I kind of thought CP was something to be ashamed of when I was growing up, and it's not like because of the way my parents raised me or anything like that. Like, my parents did not treat it like it was something to be ashamed of. However, it was kind of just a self-hatred that I had developed. And so then once I realized that there's an awareness ribbon for it and all this stuff, I don't know, something inside of me just clicked, and I kind of realized that I do want to share my life as a disabled teenager, and I just saw the green awareness ribbon as a symbolism of that. So then I decided that when I turned 18 that I wanted to get it as a tattooed somewhere on my body. I didn't know exactly what symbol I wanted, but I knew I wanted something involving the cerebral palsy awareness ribbon itself, not too big so I could cover it, you know. So there's that. And then comes the summer of not the summer of 8th grade. It was like during my 8th grade year. I was about to go on my 8th grade field trip. And then something happened where I could not go. And my mom felt very, very bad for me. And she felt as if it was her fault, because we just had a lot going on that year and it wasn't going to be able to happen. And if you notice my voice sounds a little weird, it's because I've been sick and I'm finally getting over a cold. Anyway, so my mom basically told me that she wanted to do something to make me feel better. And so I told her about the CP tattoo that I wanted to get. And I had just really been researching and all this stuff, and I literally wanted it so bad. And I knew that when you turn 16, you could get a tattoo in the state that I lived in. I was planning on waiting. And then I found out that in some states, when you turn 15, you then can get a tattoo with your parents' permission. So, a little 15-year-old head, I thought it would be perfect. I could convince my mom to let me get the tattoo, and it would be done in March. And Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month is March. So I thought, you know, it was this like perfect plan. So I talked to my mom, and I basically told her how much the tattoo meant to me and how it really went along with my story of being ashamed of cerebral palsy and then not being ashamed anymore, and then realizing that making like videos and talking about it more was my passion. And you know, I just wasn't ashamed of CP anymore. And I think I actually didn't change my whole, because way like a few years ago, like a very long time ago, I've had my YouTube channel for a very long time, but only in the past couple years did I start talking about disabilities and cerebral palsy. Before that, I just kind of talked about whatever I wanted, and a YouTube channel was just for fun, which is all fine and dandy. But then one day God was just like, you need to talk about your disability. He showed me that other YouTubers were doing it, and that disability was nothing to be ashamed of. And then my whole YouTube channel changed from this thing that Rachel does for fun to sharing about my disability so that other people wouldn't feel alone. And so that's where my passion lies. And so I was talking to my mom, and she was like, alright, well, we'll have to take you somewhere where you can legally get a tattoo with your parents' consent at 15 years old. So we looked it up, and we called so many places. We couldn't find anywhere near us. We did have to go out of state, but it wasn't like that far out of state. And so once we figured out where we were gonna go, I then decided what exactly I wanted. I mean, I knew I wanted something that had to do with cerebral palsy awareness, obviously, because that was the whole purpose of me getting the tattoo, and I wouldn't want anything else on my body. However, I didn't know exactly what that would look like. So after a lot of researching different ribbon and, you know, different CP tattoos, actually a lot of researching the tattoos, the CP ribbon, but it's in a cross to symbolize that God has always been with me throughout my cerebral palsy journey. And so I saw it and I was like, perfect. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want, and stuff like that. So I go in there. It's really nice. It's a really nice guy, and he puts the little ink thing on my arm, and he mixes the color, and y'all, I'm so scared. My little face was like I was scared that I was actually doing it, but honestly, I don't regret getting the tattoo at all. Like, it still holds the same amount of meaning for me now as it did then when I actually got it. So yeah, and I do not regret, like 2 years later, I do not regret getting that tattoo for anything in the world. So basically, I got it done, and how it felt was like, okay, he put the thing on my arm, the little tattoo gun, And my mom was anxious that I was going to have a startle reflex, which you guys that have cerebral palsy know that we're prone to really, really bad reflexes and really jumpy, and they can be painful and scary and all the things. And obviously that's scary when there's a needle in your arm. So, to prevent that, he actually kind of held my arm in one spot, which was nice. I didn't have a reflex, so here's what happened. I was very scared because my cousins that I would talk to, like Luke and Levi, I don't know if you guys remember them. They've rarely been on the channel. But they told me that it was gonna hurt. And so I went into it and I was so scared. And so I'm holding my arm and I don't know what to expect. And for a second there was a sharp pain. And then the endorphins kicked in and it was kind of like a constant light pain. I mean, it was painful, but it wasn't like screaming, oh my god, painful. It was kind of like, ouch. It was there, but it was kind of a numb pain. So it was like that for the majority of when he was doing the actual cross. But then, at certain points, the pain would pick back up. And I could actually feel it, and it was a little bit more than a numbing pain. Like when he colored the tattoo with the green CP color, oh my gosh, the shading hurt. Risk for reflexes because of cerebral palsy, it's doable. It's scary, but it's doable. I was scared that I was gonna have an involuntary movement jerk the whole time I was sitting there. Which honestly, it didn't even take that long. And so I got my tattoo, and then the next day, the rest of this video is gonna have to be voiceover, but the next day, as I was saying, my friend and I went to stay out at a condo. So the whole entire time we're staying out there, we're trying to protect the tattoo from the sun and things like that. And it was hilarious. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. Sorry for the technical difficulty here at the end, if you will. But I really do hope that if you guys enjoyed this video, you'll give it a thumbs up. And stick around. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.